All right, so today we're making an Instapot cake. I have an 8-quart here, there's a 6-quart also. And what I've brought is one of these preform pans, which are very easy to use. Make sure that you get the size that's right for yours. This is a 7-inch preform. So if you're going to get an 8-quart Instapot, or you have an 8-quart Instapot, the 7-inch preform will work really well. So the cream cheesecake I'm making today is a lime cream cheesecake. It's very simple, and I'm doing it with an Oreo base. So what we will see is about the ingredients. We're going to have about 400 grams of Oreos, half a cup of lime juice, quarter of a cup of granulated sugar, pinch of salt. We're gonna zest 1 lime. We're gonna use a can of 14 ounces if you want of our sweetened condensed milk, 4 tablespoons of our butter, 1 tablespoon of our cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 eggs, 16 ounces of cream cheese, and I will also use 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. First thing you're gonna do is use some parchment paper or baking paper. Take that. We're going to take our preform, take that completely out, and wrap this completely. And we're gonna put it in there. Once we put that parchment paper in there, take it up, give a good spray of any vegetable sprays that you have out there, right? And we're gonna put that aside for a few minutes to use later. Now it's time to create our base for that pan. So what I like to do is you could use one of your mixers that you have in the house to break up all this Oreo, but very simply I like to use the roller and just break it up. That saved you all the headache of hearing me pound this Oreo, but this is pretty much the consistency you're gonna get to want out of the Oreo base. I don't know if you can show that there. Yeah, great. So once you get to that consistency, what you want to do is add in 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar, and we're going to be adding in our 4 tablespoons of butter. What you want to do is use your hand, just mix that up. Okay, so once you get to the consistency of wet sand, if you want, and you just want to take that, put it on the bottom of your the pan, the 7-inch preform that we had actually sprayed earlier. Yeah, sure, use your hand. Absolutely fine. Spread that all around. Okay. Then take a cup, and what I would say is use the cup, the bottom of the cup, to put a little bit of pressure. You want to make sure that this holds to the bottom of the pan really well. It's okay if it goes up on the side, that's absolutely fine. Once you get to this consistency in the bottom, we're gonna take this and we're actually gonna put it in our freezer for about 15 minutes, just to give it more time to harden up. Okay, so at this stage, we're going to do our filling for the cream cheese. We use that 16 ounces of cream cheese. We are going to add to that our flour, 2 tablespoons, our cornstarch, 1 tablespoon, our sugar, which is 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to do a pinch of that salt. Done that. Half a cup of lime. The sweetened condensed milk, about a can, and our 2 eggs. We're going to whisk all our ingredients together. So what I'd like to do also is zest in a little bit of 1 full lime or half a lime. I like to use a full lime because I find it gives it a nice level of texture inside the cheesecake once that's baked all in. Okay, so that's our full lime in there. Beautiful color, as you can see, that it's adding in. Just gonna get that all worked in there. Look at that. Beautiful green on the background with that cream cheese. So now, let's get it all in there. Once you get all your cream cheese in here, give it a good tap. Let's get all the air that we can out of there, and then we're gonna get it in our Instapot. Okay, so we're ready to put in our cheesecake into the Instapot. Depending on the Instapot you have, all of them come with this trivet. You can put this trivet right on the bottom. You're gonna need a cup of water. We're gonna put that right in there. And let's just work through how to program this. I have the Instapot Duos in here. So what I wanna do is just press pressure cook, right? And I wanna make sure that this is at 40 minutes. And pressure level, I wanna make sure is at high, right? So high pressure level, 40 minutes, and take off the keep warm, right? You don't want that afterwards. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna now take our cheesecake, put that into our trivet. And once you actually close the lid on this, it moves into a pressure cook lock position in the Instapot Duos Plus. In other older Instapots, you may need to just make sure this is on lock because you are going to want to create a pressure in here for about 40 minutes. And we're gonna pressure cook this 40 minutes. Okay, so 40 minutes have gone by in our Instapot at high pressure. At the moment, what we're going to do is we're going to still leave that in there for another 30 minutes, allow for the slow release of steam from the Instapot, and then we'll come back and take that out. Okay, so half an hour is going by. Most of our steam should be released. We do a quick release, just press that, and as most of the steam has gone out, there's not much really to come out. What we're going to do now, just open that up. We use our trivet that's in there, and we take that out. Okay, now, because we haven't covered this, there's a lot of water that's sitting on the top, but it cooks better when it's not covered. So I would really say that don't cover it. All you gotta do is just tap some of that water completely out. Okay, once now we've dabbed out all the water right off the top of this, we're gonna take this and we're gonna leave it overnight in order for it to be in the fridge. So we'll take a look at how to take this out of the mold tomorrow. And for now, let's take it to the fridge. Okay, now it's the next day. Our cheesecake has been sitting in the fridge overnight. Best thing to do is get one of these tumblers, these coffee tumblers. I would suggest not to use glass for this part because you never know if the glass will break. Give it a good tap. Voila, that's what your cake's gonna look like. Let's put that on a plate. We've used the parchment paper, so this should be a pretty easy part to this. And there you have it. That's your Oreo lime cheesecake, ready to go. Thank you very much. Enjoy.